und ab geht's.
So this is what's included in the box. The heater itself, 2 kilowatt, some hoses, the fuel tank, remote, and so on. What's not included in that package are, for example, some heat tape, exhaust tape, other tape, exhaust system sealant, splits, like a lot of them, an extension, a new fuel hose. I also bought this one, and this is something that not a lot of people go with. So what it does is that it protects your fuel pump. You just put it in there. It comes like this, and then you mount this. So the plan is to fit it in here, right? In this hole, like a lot of other van lifers. This one is 41, let's say 42 centimeters. So here you can have a perspective. So in here I would say that I have more or less 50 from this corner to this corner, and I can barely fit it in between here. So here is like 42, and in this direction, okay, it's like 41. If you go with like a 5 or an 8, it will be a little bit bigger than this. So here's the compartment for like the jack and other tools. And I'm not going to drill in this one, right? So if I put it like this, then you can see from the like cover to the compartment there is, let's say, more or less 20 centimeters, okay? The width in here is, let's say, 17. So if I then come up here again, I made it very easy for you. So if you take this cover here, or mark or whatever, as like a start point, and then you go 9 centimeters this way, and on the other way you go 8 centimeters, and from the center of this one you go 20 centimeters in this direction. So in this area you can do like a safe cut out wherever you want, without hitting the storage there for the jack, and without drilling into the like frame construction of the seat here. So as long as it fits here, it will be all fine. If I now take the heater down, put it this way, okay, because here is where the warm air will come out, and here is the air intake. So it should fit somewhere, let's say here. So then you take this off, which was on the fuel intake there, and then you fit the plate on correctly like this. Then you just turn it around, drop it down here, and you want it to be, let's say, here somewhere. And then you can just drop the plate down there like this, and you lift the heater up, and then you know where to mark. Just going to mark everything out here, so I just know exactly where everything is. So this one is for the exhaust, and this one is for the air, and this one is for the fuel. For some reason, the neighbor on the other side there decided to like cut his like bush today. Both of these will make it more or less 9 centimeters long, and let's say that I will need at least 4 centimeters wide. So there are different schools here. Either you go with this one, which a lot of people do, you just drill one hole for that, one hole for that, and then you go and drill a little small hole there next to it. Or you go with this one, 89. So that will make it. I put it here, you can see. Then it will look something like this. So with the air intake on, the pipe here, and the pipe for the exhaust there, I'm still safe because I put it there.
Well, I changed my mind. Yeah, I've changed my mind. I've changed my mind. I've changed my mind. Yeah, I've changed my mind.
2 holes and 1 cup. So I've carried out the 3 holes, and I carried out a little bit more to get the like nuts down there that comes under the plate. The big holes are made with this one, which is 35 mil. The smaller hole for the fuel pipe are made with this one, which is 10 mil. and under the van should look something like this. And here is the back, so the black one is going to come here, right in the back. Like this, with a clamp on there, and you just squeeze it in like that. And then you take the screws that came with the heater, 4 of them, self-drilling for metal, to attach 1 in each corner. You do it with this one, which is 8mm. This ain't going nowhere. So this is the air intake done. It comes out here, 2 clamps there. It's a little bit squeezed there, but it's all fine. Then it sits over there with a clamp around this one. I put a bit of fabric here to not damage the paintwork on this one. So I think this will do it. It's unbelievable. I'm getting really exhausted here. From up in there, over the cable, attached here, attached there, attached up in there, and then the muffler comes out here. And I know what you're thinking. Let me make this clear. First reason, I have a plan here. I have another plan, so it cannot cover this hole here, so to say, okay? Number 2, it looks so disgusting ugly when you see the muffler like pointing out here. This is pretty hidden when I'm driving, no one sees it. This is also hidden, no one sees it. You can see my third one, it's for the heater, for to warm up the van in the winter before you get into it. It's also hidden. You feeling me? You know what I'm talking about here, okay? Hidden. Let me just make this clear. This that you don't see, or when someone comes with it like this. Hey, look at me, I want attention. I have my muffler here coming out. So you can really see that there is like something going on. Yeah. So you attach it to your rubber thing there with a clamp. The same tape as I put here. I'm going to cover this one. Under there, up, above this one. And then it comes here. Make sure that you really attach it good, because you don't want it to fall down on this one, because this is spinning when it's driving, because I have rear wheel drive. And then I put a little clamp up in there, and then it comes down here among all the other shit going on. So before you mount it, it should look something like this. Super nice. Make sure that you also connect your power there. If you're a nerd like me, I chose to go with the cable inside the van. So it comes from there, goes here, and then it goes down here. You need to take the seat off, and you need to take this panel off. And you pull it down there, and it comes out here. Like there, you can see it. With all the other cables. And then it comes down here to the pump. Make sure that you close it again with a zip tie like this. So after you have cleaned up in here, like you should do, because it does not happen too often. So once you open, make sure that you clean. And you take this one and you just put it back in place like this and like this. I just need to move a bit, because there is something that needs to go out from the garage at the moment. Okay, so I took a little pause here, and when I came back, check this out. Here is my Y-split, and yes, I have different clamps here on it, because the white hose here for the fuel, it only came with a certain amount, so I needed to add some of my own here. But check this out, this has been standing for like an hour, and check it in there, in this one. See it? It's already diesel in the filter. it's interesting to see that it pushes a little bit into the like a hose here without asking for it. Here the diesel comes from the tank and it goes to the Y-split here. This hose goes to the pump for the heater for the van that was built in the factory, and here comes my filter to my diesel heater. Make sure that you put the top this way because you want the diesel to come into the filter before it continues to your pump, which I have over here. So next up is to make the hole here for the like pipe that comes out here. And the reason why it's a little bit of angle on this one, I mean, it's not, it could also have been like this, completely straight here, okay? But I just don't want the hole to come here because then it comes here and I am not really sure what I should have here at the moment. If I should have like a box here or... So from the small uneven thing in the floor, let's say 4 centimeters, I think. From the floor and up to the center of the outlet is, let's say 7 centimeters. So let's say that the hole should come here somewhere. Some heaters comes with even 75 and 80 something. But in my case, 65. So, check it out. I did the hole a little bit smaller and I painted some rust protection around it. So now it comes out there. And also on the inside here, you can see I scratched it a little bit because it's very tight. 12 volts. It's even talking. Still super quiet. I know that you hear the van a lot, the engine, but it definitely gives wind. You can see it on the brush right there. There is the pump going on. The heater itself is super quiet compared to my old one. Right now I have 25 degrees outside. So when this is on auto and it reaches up, of course it stops. So I increased it now up to 30 degrees. I close the seat here. Okay, now it's running. Now you can actually hear it. I have a Wi-Fi, however. Here, oh, look at the brush. So let's recap this. You measure in here so your heater will fit in. A 2 kilowatts is a little bit smaller than a 5 or an 8. So this will fit like just fine in here, okay? What you do then is that you fit it in, you drill the holes there is needed, you fit in the plate and you attach the like exhaust, the air intake and the fuel underneath, and then you drop it down here. Then you pull your air intake in one direction, you put your exhaust in the other direction, and then you take your fuel line here, you pull it out here, preferably with some tape because it's going to go over the exhaust of the van, which will become super warm when you are driving. It has a shield here, yes, but still you want to tape it up and put it like as high up as you possibly can. Preferably attach it there. And then it comes on the other side here. You can see it comes right here. You set a T-split or a Y-split on the fuel line that comes from the tank to your heater for the van, if you have one. If you don't have one, you probably have a fast connector here, so you can just jump on if you have the right connection, or carry it off and just attach like your hose there. Then you connect your filter and you connect it to the pump that was installed like by the factory. Mine is sitting there, and here is the pump for my diesel heater. So both of them is now getting fuel from the tank. Both of them also sit rock solid here. super nice. Then you go from your pump, continue here, all the way to your diesel heater. After that, you drill a hole here in the wall, if you have not done it earlier, okay? You can come out with your fancy hose here, and depending on if you're going to have a box or something here, then it will come here, up here. I don't know exactly yet. That's why I'm going to leave it as is. Then, if you have a battery, you connect it to that. So in my case, that I'm going to go with this, of course, because it's with the display and the sensor and everything. And I'm going to use the remote. A lot of people use their phone with the Wi-Fi, whatever, but I'm not really a fan of that. You know, open the phone, open the app, click, whatever, no. So I just prefer to have the remote just hanging like at the bed, like I had in my last van. So if it's getting cold, I just, or even better, if you're visiting like a van next door, you can just click from there and it starts, and then you go in after like 15 minutes and it's like super comfy. Because even in the south of Spain in the winter, it is not super warm. It's like 8-10 degrees in the night. So it's nice to have the heater. So diesel heater, 2 kilowatts installed. Thank you.